Viewers, we're here at the office of the District Child Protection Unit, where the members have spoken to the media in regard to the recent bullying case that went viral on social media and what the implications are and what it means. Now, the most concerning part here is that the bullying video involved minors, girls especially, and in the video it was seen that one girl was victimized over here by a group of girls, some in school uniform as well. Now, this has brought to light many issues. The role that the social media, the news channels, and as well as the society has to play. Today, during a press conference, the District Child Protection Unit Chumukadima highlighted the laws, the legalities of it all, and inform about the various aspects that one can be implicated for. Now, yesterday a particular students' union group from Chumukadima had also mentioned that the offender of this crime, the other girl, needs to give an apology on video. Now, that is also had gone viral, that notification, whereas that is also illegal. That is what they had informed us that they have also withdrawn that and changed it due to certain legal aspects. In regard to this, they have also informed the public that anyone who fears that a child is being harmed should call 1098. That is a helpline number for minors and children, especially all across the state, and not just for Chumu or Dimapur, but across the state. Everyone should call 1098 if they fear that a child is being harmed or in any danger. Now, in regard to this, they have also informed that mostly all the child services for their welfare given by the government, and especially the district child protection units that they're providing, the homes that they provide, the rehabilitation that they provide, the counseling that they provide, are all there. But then not many people are making use of it, and they have appealed to the public to come forward and make use of such services for the welfare of the children. Speaking on the Robert Kikon case as well, where it is still uncertain about the status of the case and what the victims, the status of them are. We asked about the compensation right now of the victims, and they have informed that till now the victims of Robert Kikon have not been compensated, and they've appealed to the concerned authorities in regard to this, that if the compensation is given, that they can rehabilitate them properly on time, since they are traumatized, and in fact two of them, minors, have also dropped out of school. Let's have a look at today's press con.
We want to thank the media house. Before we start taking the question, we would just like to introduce ourselves. I'm the chairperson of Child Welfare Committee Chumukadima. Then we have our District Child Protection Officer here, Mr. Nikito. Then we have from the Juvenile Justice Board, 2 members are present here. Then we have our Child Helpline Coordinator here. So in short, like, we just want to introduce our office. Like, we want public child services can do. Everything is in place. That in Chumukadima district, we have a District Child Protection Unit. Our Amingala District Child Protection Officer, HOD ase. Our under we have legal probationer officers, we have legal probationer officers, we have our counselors, we have our social workers, we have our case workers. Then we have child helpline ase 1098. Then we have our child line coordinator, under the supervisor. We have our counselors, case worker, Enika counselors set up ase. Then we have Child Welfare Committee chairperson along with me, like their former members. Then JGB, our principal magistrate, judicial magistrate first class, is the principal magistrate, and they have like 2 members with Mohan Child Services Kando sop in place as they in the public join say our Amikanla deputy commissioner pray Amikanla chairman as Elega Koina sop ki chunai ase.
So today's objective of this interaction and media press con, what is it exactly that you would like to inform us about? Anything in particular? Because yesterday the DCPO had issued a press statement in regard to the bullying case of these 2 girls from a particular school in Chumukadima. So can you tell us a bit also about that?
Achha, with regard to this case, we had, I'm sure like it's already out in the media from this office. etu notification to DCP opra digina ase etu in order to maintain the privacy of the children etu khan viral nokribi de video khan to kuri nai public notification de already ulai gina ase. We are already looking into the matter, and then with regard to this case, with the initiative of the Konyak Union, the FIR is already being filed in the women police station, and thereafter the law enforcement agency will give it to the concerned authority, that is the JGB. So they will look into the matter as of now. But from our side, from the Child Welfare Committee, our office, we will be providing counseling to the victim.
We have seen many condemnation letters from different student union groups in Juvenile, and there was one that stuck out, was the particular tribe student union, and they had said that the offender should give a video apology. So is that legal or is that wrong? Can you please also tell us about that?
No, that is not legal. We already spoke with the concerned student union also, and we made them understood. And yes, they have already given out another notification. But they have already withdrawn that previous notification which they had given. And with regard to this, we would also want to sensitize the public that since the child services is in place, when inega incident happened, if you don't know where to go, please call 1098. They are the first responders. Takan ahibo, or takan iniga kurigine, takan intervene kurubo. No libi to the nearest police station. Or if it's if the offenses is related to crime against children, if it's a crime, if the offender itu to crime eligible. But if it is a case relating to a child who is in need of care and protection, 109 could be takan mohan child welfare committee kan dibo. But if it's relating to juveniles in conflict with law, then they will forward it to the JGB. So itu kan amikan organization kan ini hangipi message dibuli monjado. Of course, we understand that they're doing it with good intention, but when in the process it amounts to illegality because they do not have the jurisdiction to take up that kind of matter. And whether it be the victim or the offender, like the juvenile, there's the concerned authorities are in place, and then matter relating to children are very sensitive, and we're not only concerned about the victim, but as per the JJ Act, we are concerned about the offender as well. And we don't take up the cases the way like we handled an adult matter. And that is the reason why child offenders are not kept in the jail, but they are kept in the observation home, that is for the whole state of Nagaland. If need be, they will be sent to the observation home. Inegala cases come to paratak to our inegala issues come to tribal issues be hojai. When authorities are in place, when such kind of incidents can happen, the concerned authorities can give forward go delay. It will be in the best interest of the victim as well as for the the offender and for the general in public. Public can give it to ideas.
Tribal Trishina to in our cases can develop such a tribalism that we show to minors come over to human sensitive in a judge. For the minors, the tribalism in our cases.
Because as adults, though, people can make their decisions, but minors can the parents can they make the decisions for the children. In terms of listening to their own community, be it wrong or right. In Nagaland, we've seen that the law does not is taken into consideration, but more on the community's advices and suggestions by JAD. So because our state is like that, so do you think that at that moment, even parents and the minors?
The reason why we're giving this press conference is also we want to sensitize the public, we want to educate the public, because iniga amikan cases kan thagichu gulibi for example even concerning adults na ekta crime kurise rape kurise murder kurise gule to see the tribal bodies they don't have the authority to take up the matter na olibi since that is the jurisdiction of the police itu police kan ke hand over kuri die to likewise even in matters concerning children we have the JGB we have the child welfare committees like itu kan committee kan itu kan ase we are a bench of magistrate itu karni itu kan ke handle korisu gule to itu hi best hobo na and also like even in the court like mohan children's court ase to deal with matters specifically relating to children we have children court pokso court na itu kan sob ase and then we have a special judge appointed for that we have a special public prosecutor for that itu karni inigala cases kan we have in our experiences ekta share kuri dibo where some children were found stealing and this matter was taken up by one village council kan pare itu since it was within the jurisdiction takan itu case lobo hoyi nai itu bacha kan luigina takan case lui thagise so itu kuri takadan di there was one person like taibra koise takan ge itu to apni kan ta jurisdiction hoy itu koise gule it will amount to illegality to garni it's better like if you hand it over to the concerned authority koina they informed us and accordingly we intervened the case and then that was settled but just in case itu kan shina cases kan take koise gule to itu bahal kobule time dibi iniga bright situation can aggravate kuri jai to garni we just wanted to inform the masses that any crime or any offenses or anything related to children like in every district not only in Chumagidima but all over Nagaland every district the child welfare services is the setup is in place everything is in place itu garni government bra itu kan cases deal kurule itu kiniga ki kurbo lage so everything is in place itu karne sida sidi iniga incident happen kora time the concerned authorities can get approach kurigina they can be a pressure group you know they can monitor the case to make sure that like justice is delivered but it'll be like if takan itu case kan take up pushiguli to it'll be like they're taking the law into their own hands and then iniga justice kurle be it will amount to like itu issues bishu like more itu na instead of settling the matter aggravate hoi jai to karni we would encourage the public also like in future iniga anything related to children itu kan concerned authorities kan ke approach korina tahan na consent tahan advice logine kurile bahal hoboni ki koinai public kan ke jonai diase
the juvenile cases kind of political ni ikut section kan impossible
nai under the JJ Act like ase na takan na dibi depending on the kind of offenses that they commit takan bi itu la subsections kan do apply kore but the cases will not be taken up as the way like one adults can get tried in the normal court. Now, they will not be tried in the normal adult court, but they will be tried differently. They will not be produced in the court. Now, age group because when we talk about juvenile, we're talking about any person who is below 18 years of age. If the juvenile is between the age group of maybe 16 to 18, like the mental status can be high. Whether it age timan or she be dimag to like kilas dangor de asina chuti de ase itu kan sob itu kan kuri thage then itu la hasa pray court pray itu kan matter kan duna itu take up kuri thage
apni age de condition there are observation homes that juveniles or they can be sent to children the decision does not lie with the child or it lies with the parents or who does it lie with to send them to these homes to get help or counseling and all this. What if the parents deny the children all of this also? Because we have seen it many times, it's kind of taboo in our society for children to be going to observation homes or for counseling is also such a taboo. So is there a law for this to implicate parents also maybe?
See, there's a difference between like observation home, okay? So like when we're talking about observation home, we're talking about children in conflict with law. Bacha ta ekta kiba crime kuri jaise. Then the bacha will not have the authority to decide I want to go to the correctional home, I don't want to go to the correctional home, kobo na pare. But the board, that is the principal magistrate and the two members are there, they will decide, the board, the committee will decide. Takan pray decide kurigina takan hi pathabo because that is in the best interest of the child. Tati jaile tai bi correct kurigina that the person will become reform kurigina tai bi our society di back pothabole karani tati pathai. But when we are talking about counseling can be like itu do in conflict with law bi lagibo pare even in children who are in need of care and protection. Someone like who is a victim has gone through trauma because of some particular incident itu kan china kan tu mohan counseling kan provide kurena. So counseling too is your choice, like they can say I want, I don't want it, we cannot enforce on them, but those facilities are also available. And most of the time, like so far no one has said no to the counseling, and we have already counseled so many children, and mohan najai lebi tahani they have been approaching our office like seeking for counseling.
Okay.
Any like to observation on the maybe counseling that they are here, but I mean, document based na ta here rakhe. Good days time class na like.
To ududu koan is na we deal with JJB, Juvenile Justice Board khandu, we deal with children who comes in conflict with law. To conflict to ki as an offense commit crucial mohana de law niya no. The procedure is more or less the same with the court proceedings. Okay, it's just that leniency is shown when it comes to children, you know, under the age of 18 years. To ududu tade du tang la duration do tade kiman diri rakhibo udula do tang la case kiman diri ja ase na udula hisab te ase. So there's again offenses ase, alag different types of offenses ase, petty offenses ase lo tang komti diri na thakibo, or serious ase usually be iman diri na thakibo. Heinous ase koshilo do there are times when we send them to another place. Okay, that's called a place of safety or special home connect us na. To do tang la term do serve kule tang ni tade pathai. Only be to be heinous cases kan de do dangor cases kan, like when I say heinous cases I'm talking about you know, like rape, murder, you know. So in our cases kan tangan bacangan utuan commit kurang mohala de aishugule do, sometimes we have to send them there. To tangan lo to 3 years tangan tade serve kule na, maximum 3 years tangan tade serve kule lagi. Aro membra ko ala nis na, there are times when bacangan kumba 16 to 18 years they hoi jai na. To 16 to 18 years bacangan who fall under that age group, utuan do heinous kan tangan commit kushile do, they can be tried as an adult. Tangala mental capacity na utu la hisab pra tangi do ina try kuri do. Duration do kobojle do, it's not like jail. Jail is na iman diri na thaki wo tangan na para tak mo do pat dispose kuri de. Petty cases kan do ini joldi dispose kuri de, para tak to bachakan la case kan do man diri na chai. Moi koan is na ala cases when it comes to like this adult offenders kojle tangan do life imprisonment bit thage do. When it comes to children, in that night, maximum to 3 years ase. Only exception is there where if they are like tangala udu category de bushi jeshila tan heinous crime na 16 to 18. Udu category de tan kitia bushi jawo, so they are tried as adults. So ina jebilo do udu dam de do upai nai na udu dam de do adult kange kinaga law bra tan la tangye handle gre udu la hisab de jai jawo na. So duration do it varies, okay.
Can you tell us a little bit about, maybe in your notification, that I said about social media, taking videos, circulating videos, all these things, especially when it comes to a minor. So can you tell us a little bit on the legal aspects also, and the job of the CWC in this also, in this regard of taking videos, circulating videos?
See, I wouldn't say that is a job of the CWC in this, because that will amount to like anybody circulating like such kind of videos, only the bacha kan like pictures can circulate Quran, that will amount to the privacy of the child. Our social media kan di na that will amount to cybercrime bi hoi jai na. Under the Information Technology Act bi ai jai, under the JJ Act bi ai jai, itu BNSS kan di bi ai jai na. So itu legalities kan do iniga ase, but that will depend on the nature of the case, from case to case. But then itu ami kan na pokso kan di bi ase, our JJ kan di bi ase. The first and the foremost thing is that we are always in the best interest of the child, and then itu mohandu takanda itu privacy to, that is the number one thing na. Aro mohan to the extent that like mohan not only like itu offenses can, not only victims can, iniga cases can we don't even disclose like the location, the school, the residence, like tahan good thage, because that people will come to know, like, you know, itu pray mohan itu kan takbir mohan disclose na kore. Aro kun iniga kan disclose kore, there is a penalty for that. Itu warni public should also be aware that any thing that is related to children, itu da bishi careful kurbo lage, because unknowingly ignorance is not an excuse. Aro itu mohan kore we will have to face the consequences.
Is there a compensation also for victims, even though two minors are involved? Offender is a minor and victim is a minor. In these cases, not particularly the recent one of bullying, but in any other case, if two minors are involved, is there any compensation for the victim?
See, so far we have this under the Victim Compensation Act. They have been giving compensation to victim of sexual assault. So far, like under the Relief and Rehabilitation Department, but apart from that, yes, depending like there is a compoundable offense. There are various sections. There are like cases which is compoundable, which is non-compoundable. So like if the offences falls under the charges of compoundable offences, then the parties can just amicably settle between the parties. Medical expenses, no libi iman for the harassment karni man there is no bar to it. Tahan parties kan machidi tahan settle koribo paribo.
So coming to that now, it's a good thing that you have mentioned about amicable settlement. They come to every time some crime happens, be it adult or minor. Is that the right way? Moana system, Moana society, they always compromise.
No, under the law, there are two categories. One is falls under the compoundable offence, and number two falls under non-compoundable offence. If the charges fall under the non-compoundable offence, for example, like heinous crimes like rape, murder, kidnapping charges, even if the parties agree to amicably settle between the parties, no, it is not compoundable because it becomes like the accused versus the victim, and if at all like FIR quash, they'll have to take it to the appropriate forum, that is the High Court, to quash the FIR when it comes to offences relating to non-compoundable offences. But any compoundable petty offences can be civil matters can but under the law, like we have two categories. Not all like offences are compoundable.
In regard to many cases that has occurred in the last year in terms of minors, be it sexual assault, which the biggest case that we've seen is of the Pastor Robert Gordon case as well, and there are many more also. So, do these victims of sexual assault, how long does it take for them to get compensated? And has the victims, because there are multiple victims supposedly, allegedly, multiple victims of former Pastor Robert Gordon. So, have they been compensated?
So far, no, because we have also forwarded for compensation, seeking for victim compensation under the Victim Compensation Act to the District Legal Services Authority. And from the information what we received was that they have already forwarded to the concerned department, that is the Relief and Rehabilitation Department. But the victims are yet to receive the compensated money which is being given to them.
And why is there delay from, is it from the central government or the state government that has to initiate this process?
I think that question has to be put to the concerned authority, that is the Relief and Rehabilitation Department. I think there is a separate department who is handling this. So I am not aware from where the fund comes, but then it will be more appropriate if you can ask them.
So it's been quite some time. Are the children in good care right now, and are they also in counseling, or what is the status of their mental well-being?
So far, we have been providing counseling to the children, to the victims, and yes, because of this trauma, like some of the victims have already, two of them have already dropped out from school. And some are still continuing with their education, and yes, we are facing problem, and we would be happy if the concerned authority would release the compensation amount at the earliest, so that we could use it for their rehabilitation.
In regard to this, the children, the victims were all at CCIs, child care institutes, and we can see this happening a lot in our state where Bachakan Bahar Pravishi, alag state, alag district Pravishi, I Dimapur, and then they come as relatives who really know, but they end up getting abused, physically abused a lot. We have heard so many stories from different districts in our event. So is there a law for this to keep a check on this? And is there another, is the same child helpline number that we can call 1098? And if so, what are the implications for such cases for the abuser?
See, just for your information, like under Chumogidima district, we have around like 7 CCIs, Child Care Institute. So those registered homes are being monitored by this office. So, we have this inspection team. So time to time we go for inspection. Even the Child Welfare Committee, we go time to time for inspection. So from these registered homes, we have not received such kind of cases so far. But that incident that which happened unfortunately was unregistered home at that time. And but yes, that state home is also now under the process. And yes, very soon they'll be registering. And another thing is that with regard to what you're questioning is that yes, we have received a lot of cases that children are being trafficked from various districts or from other districts, and in the name of education, in the name of foster care. But we also, and like since they are being abused, they keep running away from home, and they were rescued by some concerned citizen. Thereafter, like through child helpline, they have been produced before the committee. And on looking into the matter, some like we have faced so much difficulties also, because those are related to not only like interstate, but it becomes inter-country also. So we just want to educate the public also, like not to take it lightly, because in the name of education, if you want to give foster care also, it has to be done through proper channel. For example, the child has to come from another district, say from Tueng Sang to Dimapur. So even Tueng Sang, they have their own child welfare committee. So if you want to send the children for foster care to Dimapur, like through the child welfare committee Tueng Sang, they inform the Chumogidima, for example, the child is supposed to stay in Chumogidima. Then, since if the foster families from Chumogidima, they can through the Tueng Sang Child Welfare Committee, they can inform the Child Welfare Committee Chumogidima, and Chumogidima will go and do the home verification. We'll see whether it is a fit place for the child to be kept or not. And after ascertaining all that, we inform our counterpart. Then, if the child, and if done through the proper channel, like it will be in the best interest of the child, because there's less chances of the child being abused also. So like if the public is aware about that, it will be very helpful, because like I said earlier, we have all the system in place, the child services is in place, but the public are not making use of it. And therefore we also want to educate the public that in every district we have all the offices, the DCP office is already established, and all the committees, everything is in place. So if at all you want to send the children out of your district, out of the village, please come through proper channel, so that we don't have to face such kind of cases, because we have received especially a lot of such kind of cases.
Public issue, like when it comes to juvenile cases, identity review because it's against the law, but the public are like killer review offender so public can be like sensitized to that when it comes to cases, minor cases, identity, so review
Supplementing, even adults also, if you can just sensitize, no matter what the crime, we are not supposed to reveal the identity. Can you just, because we do get a lot of comments, if they have committed the crime, why hiding their face? Be it minor or adult. So can you just sensitize us?
See, regarding the minors, as per the JJ Act, the thing is, why we maintain the privacy is that, like, we don't consider them as a criminal. to tai offense kurigina thagishe kulibi, we give an opportunity for the child to reform so that the child will go back into the society as a reformed person. Na olibi tai ki itu moi tohan tai ki expose kurishe kule bhal holi la thagabi, it will cause mental trauma. Na aro tai la itu tai la future ti itu than so itu effect hui jai. So the reason itu lawmakers kan rabi ininga kora to they have done it in the best interest of the child. Aro itu child bacha kan na itu cases kan to rakhi kino case kurina thagishe kulibi after few years after the matter itu kan kotum hoi gina appeal korble kan it kan so kotum hoi gina inia question after a particular period of time the case itself is destroyed. Dangor manu kan la to moando file kan to destroy no kore the holibi bacha kan na offenses kan na to we don't keep the record, we destroy all the record. That is for the best interest of the child. Aro itu kan even for the adults na say for example like itu kan ami kan do the moment an offense is committed aro manu ge arrest kurishe bole do we all think like this person has done wrong, but until unless proven guilty by the court we cannot say that the person is an accused. We call them an trial prisoner, you know. So like court pratai ke saza digina trial so kurigina o tai to gulti hoise man saza khaise man fine diase man ila korat tak we cannot say that the person is guilty, right? Because the person is yet to be tried. So itu even though like manu crime kurbi no kurbi, we all have our own human rights, and then that is why even an accused person like you know cannot be convicted without having a counsel. Na itu karena government primary security no legal counsel kan itu kan provide korna ta ke defend korle de do. So just because a person has committed an offense doesn't mean the person has lost like taila human rights to nai na tai to manu no ine ka bi na pabi bo lage. And then regarding like disclosing the identity of the victims kan to mohan inia cases kan to adult kan hoshi guni especially sexual assault victims and all do just itu takan la itu overall well-being karni because it's not very comfortable for everyone like itu. Of course public kan to jani bole mon thakibo pare na hole bi we have to maintain the privacy also. Ena kurina para tak tu itu kan deman jani bole nokorli bi bhala se guni tu bi koi diase.
I want to thank the media fraternity for coming. And, since we are also our district is quite new, so last year of October we have created this unit under Juvenile district. So time and time again we'll be sensitizing the public, the media fraternity for the betterment of the. Actually, our department we are looking for the care and protection of children. So in the future also we'll be interacting with you. Thank you.
So that was the members of the Child Protection Unit Chumagadima, led by the chairperson Esther Aye and also the District Child Protection Officer Niketu Zimomi, and speaking at the conference was also a member of the Juvenile Justice Board. Now, as you have heard them speak, they have said clearly that the public must know the legalities of it all, and the social media should be used in a very positive manner to help people and not to cause even more problems. Another thing is that they have informed is that the victim's father of the bullying incident that occurred on May 31st, and then the video going viral on the 1st, the victim's father has filed an FIR at the women's police station in Dimapur in regard to this. And also the District Child Protection Unit is looking into the matter and rehabilitating and counseling the not just the victim but also the offender. It is clearly mentioned that it is not just the victim that needs care and support, but also the minor offender as well, who needs to be shown concern as well. In another statement that they made is that unions and other organizations that come and speak out and condemn should be pressure groups in making sure that justice is served when it comes to minors as well, to help bring justice. Esther here with camera person Timjan for Nagaland News Network.